Anyhow, so as you can see, the rifleman here standing around outside of his base, keeping the pressure on that side of the map. Unfortunately, I think FateBomb has it stuck in his head right now that he still wants to win this by base destruction. Again, remove the defender. What's preventing him from attacking that base? That 188. Okay, I'm going to start wrecking that 88. We do have a M10 tank destroyer in the field right now. Not a bad move. It's interesting move. I mean, it definitely destroys little light vehicles, no problem. However, it itself is pretty light, gets wrecked by Panzerschrecks, gets wrecked by Flak 88s. I don't know exactly why that was the choice at this point in the game. Honestly, the Flak Panzers don't feel like they're being that bad. Anyhow, here comes the one huge combined assault right now. He's going to get this done old school style with infantry. Infantry coming in right now, pouring a lot of fire into that Flak 88, and they get it. They kill all of the operators of it right now. And now they're just kind of standing around the base, exchanging fire right now. Just a total hellstorm right now. As you can see, just wrecked, destroyed this whole front of the base right now, littered with bodies, German and allies alike. Going to have to retreat squad by squad here as they take too much damage. Obviously, this mortar half-track is just making out like a pig. He's just killing everybody. 18 kills for that gentleman here. The Flak Panzer are going to continue firing away here. And it looks like this 88 has been picked up once again. It looks like those are perhaps the Luftwaffe ground forces there. And they're just going to continue firing. But no, the base is just taking some serious pounding right now by all of that Calliope fire right now. Looks like kind of pretty much the steam has come out of FateBomb's attack right here. He's kind of out of wind. Going to have to retreat out of there for the time being, but just forcing horrendous losses on his opponent's side of the battlefield. My one criticism, that was a pretty interesting attack. He forced a lot of Budwise's attention right here, and now you can see, oh, just getting these beautiful-looking Calliope shots off. My one major criticism is this, all of this stuff on this side of the map. If he had just had one unit kind of sneaking around, just trying its best to do something like get a whole squad in here out of range and attack, he just needs to attack this one Flak 88 to be able to capture this point. Again, it's a tough decision here. He's forced into a position where he needs to attack his opponent's base, and oh no! He was able to take out that, but just in time for the Allied War Machine to be activated. As you can see, Allied War Machine replaces any vehicles that are lost during its duration. So unfortunately, he fired that up right as the Calliope got wrecked, and he gained a new Calliope on the battlefield. So that's not working out for him too much. And now we have more Calliope shots. This is the fresh Calliope coming out on the field, and oh god, he's right within the killing threshold. Just barely getting out of there. No, gonna get taken out by that anti-tank. By that M10 tank destroyer there. We had some more butterfly bombs going off. They're somewhat effective against vehicles like that, actually. If it's a very wounded vehicle, they are quite effective against it. FateBomb was probably thrown off a little bit by what the hell happened there. But yes, those were butterfly bombs taking out a Calliope. So each person kind of got their revenge there. Again, though, you have to go back to the chess mentality. To win this game, if he wants to win by victory points, FateBomb needs to capture this point, which means he needs to destroy this flak cannon, which means he needs to destroy this flak cannon because the flak cannons are guarding each other. Very dangerous position here, hard chess position to get yourself out of, and unfortunately, I think FateBomb's position on the game right now is that he wants to win this by destroying the base instead. He's decided that it's probably far easier to destroy the base. As you can tell, only one defender defending this base. He's got the one flak cannon to worry about. He almost killed it, but it got repaired and it got remanned, and it's looking really good again. But he's got the Pershing on the battlefield right now. I'm going to go ahead and swap back to FateBomb's point of view because I'm not appreciating enough of his awesome abilities right now. The Pershing is the super heavy battle tank right now for the armor commander. Yeah, you can see that it's taking a lot of damage, but he does have his Allied War Machine activated right now. And he's just kind of charging in there. He's doing a lot of damage to all of these troops, and he's just going to continue the push right now. But it's a tricky position he's in right now. The only way attacking on the left-hand side of the map is going to work for him to win the game is if he destroys the base. Oh, no! And just getting wrecked right there. I believe that was that anti-tank gun taking it out. Yes, not the anti-tank gun. The Flak 88 taking it out right there. Calliope's landing all over the place. Flak 88, once again, completely surrounded by riflemen. However, oh, God, the Verbal Wind Flak Panzer is just chilling here. All he needs to do is open fire on all of these poor infantry. But unfortunately, he himself is being countered right now by the M10, who is being countered by the Flak 88. Oh god, we have so many counterings going on here. And once again, that whole situation resolves itself into the situation of the Flak Panzer and the 88 wrecking a bunch of infantry. After all this crap with the vehicles countering, the vehicles just worked itself out right there. And FateBomb, unfortunately, has completely lost all hope of being able to take on a victory here by destroying this base right now. The base is too far away. He has to retreat with all of his vehicles right now, and that's not looking too good. The appropriate response at this point in the game is to call your opponent a douchebag. That makes the most logical sense here. Anyhow, again, these guys are friends. I know that there's no bad matter going on here. The Pershing, however, back on the field doing its thing. Going to be hanging out, I think. I forget if he had Allied War Machine up or if that was going off, or if Allied War Machine honestly even covers a Pershing, because all that stuff worked differently in Company Pharaohs Online because you had to spend points in Allied War Machine and whatnot here. So I'm not even going to go ahead and be wrong. I'm just going to not even talk about it and instead talk about the fact that that thing just got its ass kicked by a Pershing, which was pretty cool indeed. So anyhow, so looking at the map right now, Budwise is doing a phenomenal job. He's sitting at 162 points. His base has just been beaten into pulp over and over and over again. He's got just very few hit points on a lot of his buildings. He's been constantly repairing them, but he's managed to control 2 victory points this whole time. And as a result, he's at 162. His opponent is at 276. Budwise has kept his eye on the prize. He knew that he just needed to survive and he'd win the game because he has the victory points. However, now we're going to have the counterattack. FateBomb is going to have to resolve to destroy the defenders of all these various points here. He knows he has to win this the old-fashioned way, and he's just going to charge on in there. Today is D-Day. The goal is this one freaking Flak 88, and he's going to grab that thing. He doesn't care if he gets shot at by 1, not even 2, whatever, man. He doesn't care. We're storming these beasts today. We're going to kick the hell out of this Flak 88 right now, and that's all that he's doing. Going to grit his teeth and bear it, taking losses, firing away at all of the poor gentlemen. Oh, and he takes it out. He just does it the good old-fashioned way. And honest to God, didn't that just look easier? That looks so much easier than all that other base scrap anyways. And continuing to get pegged at. And now, of course, all the reinforcements are here to defend against D-Day. We've got the Vet 3 Panzer Grenadiers here. We've got that beloved mortar half-track right there with 20 kills. But the Allies have taken control of this Flak 88, getting off one heroic shot before getting completely wrecked by a Panzer Schreck shot indeed right now. But man, they have done their job. They've covered for their brethren who are back here right now, capping all the victory points and doing all the things they need to. Even buying time for the beloved the Engineer Corps to take control over this fuel point. And God, they're almost going to get it. And yes, they get it. Hopefully they retreat. Hopefully they retreat and have not been completely forgotten about by their commanders. And no, they die horribly trying to cap that. But that was the kind of grit that I wanted to see there. And by the way, while I was ignoring all of that, the Pershing was back here attacking away like crazy. Unfortunately, it is just getting wrecked right now. It is being killed by the Panzer Schrockner or whatever the heck it's called, the Panzer Knocker. The name of that vehicle, the plane that's doing the flybys right now. There it is, the Panzer Knocker. I believe Panzer Knocker, by the way, in German. Originally it meant safe cracker, but Panzer usually means armor knocker. I think it's a deliberate pun. Safe cracker, tank cracker. That's kind of what's going on there. Anyhow, so that thing strafing run just kind of wrecking the heck out of that Pershing. And unfortunately, but not a bad idea though. It was a 2-pronged attack. I love the idea of sending in all of the infantry on this side of the map right now, and having their only goal be we need to take out one of the Flak 88s. Meanwhile, sending in a Pershing as a diversionary tactic. Not a bad idea. Interesting idea. Worked pretty well. And now the tables have turned. Oh, how the turntables have turned. We can see here that it's 271 to 134, and now Budwise is on the defensive foot here. He is the one bleeding out. And FateBomb has got good control over the right-hand side of the map. I think he made the right choice by finally saying, freaking, who cares? Let's attack. Let's just attack and take some losses and finally take out that Flak 88. And he learned, of course, the interesting way that the Flak 88s are not that impervious to attack if you just do it. And, of course, there are no defenders there. So, nice-looking attack right now. And now Budwise has got to get rid of all of these freaking riflemen who are in his territory right now. Budwise doing a great job at that, though. This mortar team continuing to get kills here all throughout this game. You can see he remanned that Flackervingling. I forget how you pronounce that. But that little flak gun there. And, of course, he's got the Big Daddy flak gun behind it as well. So pretty good field presence here. But, again, the dividing line of the sand tends to be this hedgerow, or at least where the hedgerow used to be, tends to be the dividing line in the sand for the northern player. You need the hardest part of the game here is capping this position. So we'll have to see exactly what Budwise has planned. We have everything on the field right now. Check it out. We're just going straight up for Sherman tanks at this point in the game. I'm not going to waste any more time getting Pershings or anything like that. He knows all he needs is Shermans and riflemen at this point. Shermans will just wreck all of this stuff. All these little vehicles don't care, wrecked. Okay, they have a little bit more of a hard time here with the Flak 88, but still not too bad, not too bad. By the way, Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox, if you're familiar at all with World War II history, was the guy who was roaming around in North Africa for the Germans, beating the hell out of the British. And he was the first one who figured out that his giant 88 flak cannons that he was carrying around, they were on these, they were self-propelled, they drove around. You could point them at tanks and they were really good. And so he started using them to pick off tanks. So that's why this is in fact very accurate to be using flak cannons, which should be shooting down bombers and stuff, instead pointing them at vehicles and troops. Erwin Rommel, Desert Fox, may he rest in peace. Fine gentleman indeed. Looking more towards the north, we can see that for the most part, Budwise at this point in the game just kind of shuffling around his pieces here. He needs to come up with a plan right now, and unfortunately, the battlefield is kind of nebulous. I'm not sure how aware he is of the double Shermans that are down here right now. One of them does have a 50 caliber gun. You can see that making good use of his downtime. This Flak 88 is once again trimming the hedges, digging some holes in the ground. Okay. So yeah, Budwise here absolutely needs to come up with some sort of cunning plan that involves disabling 2 Sherman tanks, and unfortunately he's having a hard time here. You can see right now that it looks like even this mortar half-track is being rushed right now by a bunch, and taking some random shots here. It looks like he is being rushed by a bunch of riflemen. Gonna have to back on out of there, taking a little bit too much damage here. Flak 88's gonna cover his retreat though. That's not that bad. And the verbal wind is showing up here as well, gonna wreck into some infantry here. But let's take a look around the battlefield. See what we've got going on here. The Sherman Calliope looking brutal. The snipers are out here too. By the way, snipers, I totally forgot about snipers. Snipers got wrecked by something awesome. I think the snipers got picked off by a bunch of mortars actually when there was a charge here earlier on in the game. I caught that my first viewing, did not catch that my second viewing, but those double snipers were wrecked by mortars, I think, which is kind of interesting. Sherman's moving up. Sherman's getting a little bit clever here. What's he going to do? He's going to point his gun at a Wirbelwind and take a big chunk out of it right there. You can see definitely not that bad. Wirbelwind not going to ever do too much damage here to this thing. Doing a lot of good there. And there's that Flak 88. But now, again, the game belongs to FateBomb right now. FateBomb just needs to sit still. He just needs to sit here and defend, and he'll be totally on top of that. Taking a look around right now, very little infantry. Well, I guess there are three infantry left. I'm pretty sure he had 3 or 4 originally. I mean, 4 originally, maybe more than that. But taking a look around, Sniper here is just kind of covering. Sniper is being cool, hanging out here in no man's land. He is not going to risk too much by blowing his cover or anything like that. Probably just going to sit here and keep an eye on things. That's certainly looking fine. He's getting a lot of, he's saving up a lot of manpower. He could very easily go for a Sherman Calliope very soon, if not saving up for a Pershing. Here come those beloved Calliope shots, and a second Calliope is on the field right now. First Calliope immobilizes this vehicle, kills a squad, and takes out a verbal wind as well, and really, really wounds this one Panzer Grenadier squad right now. That had to hurt for Budwise. Budwise is not having a happy time with that, and unfortunately, there's at least one more of those coming his way right now, as the Sherman Calliope, the second one, is moving its way up, and now just look at this army of Shermans here, of all sorts of variations here. We have Shermans with 50 caliber. No, we have Shermans with and without 50 calibers, and here comes the Calliope shot. Once again, this last poor bastard who was out here by himself is like, screw it, I'm out of here, good luck with that, and he just went home to go and get reinforced. And now the verbal wind, oh no, where are you going, sir? He's taking some pot shots at some units behind the hedgerow there, and just gets wrecked by double shots right now. We can see that it looks like the Henley is flying over right now, taking some shots. This entire area is being lit up right now by the Henley. It's a wide arc of fire there. I'm going to go ahead and swap back to Budweise's point of view. But you can see that already the armor company is activated, and the Henley, however, does not get any of that whatsoever right there. So unfortunately, the Allied War Machine is what I meant to say was activated there. Didn't get any kills there. Although honestly, if you have a tank this low, just leave it there, let it die, get a free one. Why not? If it doesn't have too much invested in it. The rifle company is up here right now. You can see here they've got 2 veterancy right now doing some serious damage, and things are just not looking good for Budwise. Oh god, Budwise is just getting wrecked right now, and you can see taking a lot of damage. Sticky bomb damaging that engine. He does have the 188, but that's about it. And we have a GG from Budwise indeed. Oh, so great game played by both players. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I just really had fun. It was a nice long game, but at the same time, it had that nice dynamic of how am I going to win this? Am I going to win this by base destruction, or am I going to win this by map control? And as usual, it comes back to map control. Map control is the good old-fashioned way of doing that right there. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Harlequin. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to subscribe or follow me on Twitter or whatnot, or just tune in next time because I will have plenty more of these games out there. You guys are great. Have a wonderful evening.